Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is 𝐤𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐜 and in today's video I'll explain you how we can create an Elastic IP address and associate to an EC2 instance on AWS. So first let me explain you about what is an Elastic IP address. So here an Elastic IP address is a static public IPv4 address which is provided by AWS. Static means it doesn't change even if you stop and start your EC2 instance. Okay, so think of it like a permanent phone number for your server on the internet. So now let's discuss about some common use cases of using these Elastic IPs. So one is avoid changing IPs. So normally when you stop and start an EC2 instance, AWS may assign it with a new public IP address. So that can be a problem if people or apps need to connect to your servers using its IPs. Okay. The second is easy replacement. So if your instance has issues, you can quickly remap that Elastic IP to a new EC2 instance without changing DNS records or client settings. And the third one is reliable connections. So it's helpful for applications, websites, or services that always needs to reachable at the same IP address. Okay. So now I will explain you with a small example. So imagine if you are running a small website on an EC2 instance without an Elastic IP address, your website public IP could change after a restart and visitors might not find it. So with an Elastic IP address, that address stays the same, no broken links and no confusion. Okay. So now let's do this everything in practical. So here you can see this is my AWS management console. So directly search for EC2 and open this and directly select here instances. So currently I don't have even single EC2 instance. So now I'm going to create a new EC2 instance. So directly select here launch instance and initially first we need to give the name of the instance. So I'm going to provide name as instance1. So now OS I'm going to select as Ubuntu and AMI I'm going with Ubuntu server 24.04 and instance type T2 micro is more than enough. So here I'm not going to select any of the key pair. So I'm going to select here proceed without a key pair. So under networking settings, so here we need to select VPC. So I'm going to select this test VPC. So under this we have two subnets. So I'm going to select here test subnet 1. So here auto assign public IP address. So you need to keep this in enable mode. So in order to associate public IP address. Okay. So now I'm going to select existing security group. So which is test SG and I'm going with 8 GB. So directly select here launch instance and select instances. So here you can see currently this instance is in pending state. So within just 20 to 30 seconds it will come to running state. Okay, so let's wait. Let me refresh this. So here you can see let me select this instance. So for this instance it is associated public IP address and private IP address, guys. Okay, so here you can see our instance is in active and running. So now let me copy this public IP address and let me paste it here before stop. Okay, so this is the public IP address it is associated. So now what I will do is like once I will start and stop and start this EC2 instance. Okay, so now you need to select this instance and instance state and here you need to select stop instance and directly select here stop. Okay, so now let's check whether this public IP address will change or not. Okay, so let me refresh this. Currently it is in stopping state. So here you can see currently within just 1 minute our instance has been stopped successfully. So currently we don't have even single public IP address. So now I'm going to start this instance. So let's see whether this IP will populate or not. Okay. So definitely it will not provide this public IP address, guys. Okay. So now IP will be changed. So let me select this instance and instance state and directly select here start instance. Let me refresh this. So currently it is in pending state. So let's wait for some time. So now here you can see our instance is in running state. So this is the public IP address for this instance. So now let me copy this instance. Let me open this notepad and let me paste it here. So previously this is the IP 13.235.94.118. So after start this is the IP address 15.206.146.32. Okay, so this is the different public IP address. So to avoid this issue, there is a concept called elastic IP address. Okay, so now let's create an elastic IP address and let's associate this elastic IP address with this instance, guys. Okay, so now you can directly come down and here directly select elastic IPs. Under network and security, you can find elastic IPs. So directly select this and directly select here allocate elastic IP address. Okay, so here you need to select region. So network border group, which is AP South 1. Now directly select here allocate. So here you can see an elastic IP address has been created successfully. So this is the elastic IP address, public IP address, guys, public IPv4 address. So now we are going to associate this elastic IP address to our EC2 instance. So before associating, this is the IP address, right? 15.206.146.32. So after associating this elastic IP address, so this is the IP address. It will be associated to our EC2 instance, which is 15.206.255.255. Okay, so you can directly select this instance and directly select actions, and here you need to select associate of elastic IP address. So here you need to so here you can see there is two options for resource type, which is instance and network interface. So if you want to associate this elastic IP address for any of the network interface, you can directly select your network interface. Okay, so in this video we are going to associate for instance. So let me select here instance, and here we need to select our instance. So this is the instance one. Okay, so you need to select this, and here it will populate private IP address of our EC2 instance. So let me show you the private IP address. Directly open this in a new tab and directly select instances. So here you can see this is the instance one. So let me cross check this instance one private IP address. So 10.0.0.88. So here you can see 10.0.0.88. So for this instance we are going to associate elastic IP address. Okay, so you need to select this and directly select your associate. So now this elastic IP address will be associated with our EC2 instance. So here you can see still it is showing this EC2 instance, right? So if I refresh this page, let me select this. So here you can see 15.206.255.255. So this is the elastic IP address. So if you observe this, so here you can see 15.206.255.255, 15.206.255.255. So elastic IP address has been successfully associated with our EC2 instance. So now let me open a new tab and let me keep it here. Okay, so now let me paste that elastic IP address here. Okay, so now before stop, this is the elastic IP address, guys. Okay, so now what I will do is like I will stop this EC2 instance once more, and let's see whether it will populate the same public IP address or not. Okay, let me remove this. So let's wait for some time. So here you can see within just 30 seconds our instance has been stopped. So now here you can see still it is populating our elastic IP address. So now I'm going to start this EC2 instance. So you can directly select this EC2 instance and you can directly select here instance state and start instance. So now again this instance will start. So currently it is in pending state. So let's wait. So here you can see now our instance is in running state within just 30 seconds. So let's select this instance. So here you can see 15.206.255.255. Okay, so now let me copy this instance. Let me open this, and after start, this is the IP address. Okay, so here you can see IP address has not changed, even instance is restarted. Okay, so this is how this elastic IP will work, guys. Okay, so using this elastic IP address, we can maintain a fixed IP address, guys. Okay, so now I will remove this elastic IP address for this EC2 instance. So you can directly select your elastic IP address, just refresh this page and directly select your elastic IP and directly select here actions, and here you need to select release elastic IP address. Sorry, here you need to select disassociate elastic IP address and directly select here disassociate. So here you can see we disassociated successfully. So now let's come here and let me refresh this page. So now here we need to see some different IP address. Let me refresh this and let me select this instance. So here you can see now it is populating some different IP address. Okay, so now let me copy this, let me come here and let me paste it here. Okay, so now this is the public IP address of our EC2 instance. Now again, if you try to stop and start your EC2 instance, again IP will change, guys, similarly like this. Okay, so if you are maintaining a static IP address, you can maintain fixed IP address for your EC2 instance. Okay, so, and yes, that's it for today's video. And after completing your labs and everything, try to delete this Elastic IP and EC2 instance, guys. Okay, Elastic IP will charge some of the amount from you because it's a paid service from AWS. Okay, so now you can directly select this Elastic IP and you can directly select actions. And here, if you select release Elastic IP address, so this Elastic IP address will be deleted. So directly select here release Elastic IP address and release. So now here you can see we don't have Elastic IPs. So you can directly come here. You can directly select your instance and instance state and directly select it terminate. That means delete. Okay, terminate. So now this instance will be terminated. That means this instance will delete within just 1 minute, guys. Okay. So, and yes, that's it for today's video. And if you like my video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. And see you in the next video. And bye.